And we are live. I'm Eric.
I'm Richie.
And this is the High End Power Podcast coming to you live on YouTube. The #1 podcast in New England and soon to be the #1 podcast in America. Shout out Joe Rogan. We coming after you, man. No cap.
Joe
Joe who?
What's up, Power fam? Look at the comments already coming in the chat. We're super excited to be here for another episode. And we say this, man, the commitment is real. It's every week having an amazing guest that's always bringing a joyful time. And the experiences, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what it's all about. The experiences with every person that sits on this couch. It's so unique and different. And that's what, I think that has been one of the most, that's been one of the things I actually appreciated the most is that difference.
It's so diverse.
Yes,
bro.
bro.
There's no let's say there's no filter.
No,
right? We don't care who comes in. We want a little bit of everything. We want everybody's opinion, and we're an open book. You know, this is a platform for us to express the way we think, express the way we feel, and I think it's awesome. Especially those last guests that we had. Shout out Maria and Natalia, bro.
Nayara.
Oh shit.
I
had a long weekend, bro. No cap.
But yeah, bro. Honestly, dude, it's cool. It's cool
weekend
to bring different perspectives, different age groups, different everything, right? Because I mean, not only that, they're younger than us, and it comes to show that even though different times in their life, they're still living again. They're still chasing something, and I mean, you can take different approaches to life and still end up in the same place. Which was like Maria and her friend. One went to the military, the other one went towards college. Yeah. But they're still back in their hometown, making it work, chasing their dreams.
And I give them a lot of respect, man. To come up here is not easy to talk and all that, and they killed it.
They killed it. Great episode.
Thank
you for everybody. Right?
We had so many people on the live chat, bro. Everybody was talking. There was a little beef going on too. It was pretty sick.
Yo, I actually want to set up a little challenge. I mean, we had a lot of interaction last episode. Let's see which episode's gonna get more traction. I want to see the fam. I want to see the Power fam interacting like they did last week. I want to see you guys putting out your opinions. I want to see you guys really asking questions, and that's what it's about. And again, me and Eric, we come out here every week to share experiences, share opportunities, share life lessons, and share struggles. Right? I mean, the biggest reason why we wanted to do this was because life is hard as it is, and social media makes it seem like life is only about the good moments.
Yeah.
And, there's some moments where emergencies go out. And what you're not expecting, man, becomes the reality in your life in that moment. And it's all about how you deal with it, right? How do you deal with those challenging moments? How you deal with the moments when the sirens are going off and your life is going hectic, and you're making the best out of that situation to really turn it into a story that can impact someone or yourself.
You either sink or you swim. But
that's it, bro. And Eric says a phrase to me all the time, and I love it, man. He says, who's going to carry the boats? And honestly, we all have our own individual boat in our life. And no matter how many people we have by our sides who are the loved one to support, but at the end of the day, you got to carry your own boat. You got to carry your own story. You got to carry your own example. And that's what we want to tell here. We want to tell everybody's story, everyone's beautiful path, because life ain't easy, and it's not just about the good moments.
No, hell no.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I want something new that's going on right now on the internet. It's a big thing, and it goes very along with what we're going to talk about today, right? The influential world, the life of the influencers, life of social media, and the guest we're bringing on fits into that 100%. Who she took advantage of the new era of the influential world, right? Of social media and all that. But there's something huge going on. That's the ban of TikTok. I mean, that came out blasted today.
Was that official?
Is this real?
Bro,
is that official?
It's pretty official. I mean, they're saying that Biden put the pen on the paper today, and it's something that's only going to come along after the elections, of course, but it's something that, bro, it's in play. And now I want to talk about that because, Eric, I mean, an app that seems something so simple, right? Let's just ban TikTok. It could cause so many problems. Literally, though. Like, imagine, dude, all these people who have an income off this, who feed their families, who have a career, their businesses rely on that TikTok. I mean, there's a lot that goes on to this. It's not just the whole thing where China's spying on us and all that. And there's more. I mean, what's your opinion on that, man?
Man, it's very hard for me to give my opinion because I never had a TikTok. I never wanted, like, I never had like the urge to download the app and, you know, have another, you know, social kind of stream that that would kind of like, you know,
take from your time,
distract me from what I do and all that. But I have nothing against it. You know, the people that go on there, you know, even the Hip Podcast has a TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, bro. It's weird because I actually saw a girl post about it today, and she said that like TikTok is not even bad. It's like what's bad is the content you're putting in your TikTok. You know, it's like the things that you're watching. Yeah. Because I guess like there's the other side of the TikTok that, you know, it's more influential, kind of like more of
there's a positive side, but there's a negative side.
Yeah, 100%.
Why you bullying me?
But do you know like the main reason why they're doing it, or?
Bro, so the main reason, I mean, it's from so far. Again, I'm just gonna speak off what I know. Okay, I'm not an expert in the subject. I haven't studied it or looked into it at all like that. But just from what I see on social media, United States has like a privacy. Like they're trying to come up with like some privacy law that basically keeps outside countries from knowing what's going on inside our country, and because China. Like the CEO of TikTok is Chinese, and it's a Chinese company. They have access to a lot of our culture and what we do. And think about it, man. There's people posting every second. There's millions of videos being posted. Yeah. So they get to study exactly how we live, what we eat, what we like, what we dress, who we influence ourselves with.
I heard in China too that TikTok is like completely different. It's like actually an educational app.
So think about it that way. You know what I mean? So I mean, I see the bad that there is in it. It's giving it away for people to be like kind of like spy on us. But at the same time, man, TikTok has become something.
It might be a manipulation, huh?
Think about Instagram, right? I mean, I know you're not a TikTok guy, but you're on Instagram, and you see the importance of Instagram for businesses.
100%.
How many businesses make millions on TikTok? How many influencers out there are changing the world through Instagram, right? Yeah. Same thing towards TikTok. And at the end of the day, I think that just banning it like that, it's something too like. I think it's too much of a what do you call it? Like a drastic change.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be like that. I think we can definitely maybe control it better. I looked at Thais and I was like, Thais, we got to come up with a new TikTok. We're going to become billionaires. Let's do it. This is the time. Like literally, bro. Because if you come up with an American TikTok, then I think the problem is solved. So why don't we come up with an American TikTok?
6 to 9 months to sell it to someone else, or they shut it down.
Yeah, so that's the thing. America's forcing them to either sell it to a different like entity, or they're banned from USA.
But could it be like an American?
I think that's the purpose, right? They're trying to, but that's the thing. So that comes into what you said, the whole manipulation of America trying to have control over everything, right?
Because I saw news that Kick wanted to buy it.
Dude, Kick is doing a pretty great job.
Kick is fire, man.
Aiden Ross is repping Kick all the way.
Huh? Oh shit, they're popping off.
They're popping.
Yo, big shout out to the live chat.
Who's in the chat, Eric?
W's in the live chat. We got people online. We got people streaming. Shout out Sam Silva. Shout out Bianca De Souza. I wonder who that is.
Chat, is this real?
Shout out, I don't know who that is. Pigo. Isabella Coelho. Shout out my sister. Shout out Camilla. Damn, everybody's in the chat. W's in the chat. Carolina, always supporting us. Luana, always here. Shama. Okay, Yusuf. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, bro. Our chat is always going wild, and I love it. I love seeing people put in support. There's a big comment out there that just came out. What's that one, Eric?
Whoa, this is 808. Shout out 808. One of the hottest DJs out here. Social networks are great to monetize and grow your brand, but the issue is you lose a lot of your privacy agreeing to the terms and conditions on those platforms.
So I think that's the biggest reason right now. The United States is coming, and that's crazy, bro. I mean, I heard if you read the whole like, this is funny. I saw TikTok on this. Funny, we're talking about TikTok, but anyways, you see, I saw a video that if you read the full like disclaimer on iPhones, you'll never own an iPhone.
Really?
I heard that. If you read the disclaimer, you'll never own an iPhone. And it's insane because even if your phone is off, it's still tracking everything you're doing.
I be signing those docs without even looking.
Hey, guys. But talking about the influential world, talking about Instagram, TikTok, and all that, we have a hometown girl who killed it.
This one hits the heart, bro.
This one hits the heart. Goes back to the high school days, chilling with us. And we always knew, man, that she had potential to blow up. She had potential to truly inspire people. She had potential to make the difference in the culture of the people who are around this town too. And not only in this town, she went to a whole new environment.
Yeah, bro. She had the grind. She had the talent. You know, you could see it, bro. Like her fashion, you know, the way that she, you know, her appearance, bro. It's like a, you know, when she walks in the room, it's like a glow of light. You know, it's pretty sick.
Fire.
You know, and it's, you know, she always carried herself like that.
Very
you know?
well.
And, And like every year, it looks like she just gets better and better and better. And it's pretty cool, dude. Following her journey, you know, and seeing everything happen. And I knew Bianca for a very long time. She was always close to me, always close to my sister, always close to our friends group. And it's awesome, bro. It's good to play a part.
Bro, it's awesome because, I mean, as time goes by, we get to see people who grew up by our sides truly chasing a dream. And even though, like I said, life gets hard sometimes, but you make the best out of it, and we take lessons from it. And not only for ourselves, but we get to inspire others, especially when you put yourself out there, such as being an influencer, being on social media so much, right? I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy to expose your life so much. It's not easy to do that.
I have a difficult time doing it, bro. You know that.
Yeah,
I'm a close guy, and I'm like very private. But there's like a part of me that just wants to open up, and you know, even starting this podcast, you know, this was like a one step for me to getting there, you know, but I still have that difficult. You hit me up all the time, like even with like work stuff and everything, for me to put myself out there. It's cool. It's not easy, dude. It's not easy.
There's a lot of challenges that come with it. There's a lot of benefits that come with it as well. Yeah. But there's a lot of challenges that go with it too. And it's not easy. And it's something that lots of times influencers are not so open to talk about it out on their social media. But when you have these one-to-one talks with them, this is when we get to find out who they truly are besides just what's in front of that screen. We get to really go deep and find out who she is as a woman, as a mom, as a loved one, as a family. And that's what we want to hear today, right? So let's put our intro on and let's have Bianca come in soon.
Shama.
Look at that. Queen Bee in the house.
Shama.
For you guys that don't know, this is Bianca De Souza. She grew up with us here in Framingham, and like we were saying earlier, she has impacted so many people and really putting, again, an awesome path and an awesome journey and story behind her right now. It's awesome.
Thank you. Oh my God, I feel like I nearly cried with that. You guys are so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. We've been wanting this for a very long time, right, Rich? Season one, I believe.
Season one, we already wanted to make this happen.
And honestly, you know, like I always say, it's not easy to come on the camera and, you know, look at this setup. I'm not tooting our own horn here, but shit.
Good setup.
You know, it's yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for coming. I know,
sure.
I know you live in the other side of the country and all that stuff, but coming over here and finding some time to, you know, just portray your story. It's truly humbling. Thank you.
For sure. I'm so happy to be here. I love that you guys are doing this. This makes me so proud. It's a really cool setup. So
yeah, you're matching with the whole setup too.
I wore black for a reason.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, we always like to start with letting people know, you know, I mean, of course, we know who you are. We grew up by your side. Yeah. Like we've been following your journey through social media as well. And every time you come around and you come visit friends and family, right? Yeah. I mean, tell us who you are, where you come from, where your family comes from, where this all started. Let's talk.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a long story, but yeah, from Framingham, born in Brazil. But
oh shit, you were born in Brazil?
I was born in Brazil.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy crap. Where were you born in Brazil?
In Rio.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is this real?
I love that. That's so cute. I love that. Yeah, grew up in Framingham my whole life. It's just me and my sisters. I have two sisters, so it's just my family's the only first generation here. So very small family. So we immediately got close to the people from like our church. That's kind of who we considered family. And yeah, we grew up in Framingham. It was a good place to grow up to. Honestly, I feel like it was a good place to live. But I don't know. Ever since I like growing up, I never pictured myself staying in Mass. Like I don't know why. I've never been to the other side of the country, like California and all those places, but I just knew that I was gonna end up there. Like
at the time you had a desire.
Yeah, I just like I summers would go by, the winters would go by, and I'm like, oh, this place is kind of like, I don't know, like dreadful. Like in the winter, like I'm not a winter person, so it was definitely hard
winter is
for
not
me.
your season.
No, it definitely is not my season.
Definitely Mass is a tough spot.
I don't know. I just feel like there's something about like being near like the palm trees and
I definitely feel it. Like when it gets to like winter over here, like you see everybody just
hide out,
sure.
hibernation starts happening, and it's just like. But then when summer comes out, you know.
Literally.
Seriously.
You're on point today, bro.
I love that.
Yo, let's take the time to shout out, the people behind the cameras. Big shout out to our sound guy, Jay Briggs. Shout out to Thais. She's helping us out today with the camera switch. And big shout out to the beautiful JP. Man, I love you so much. Thank you for always helping us out, man. You are the best.
And always moving your schedule around to
always
make this happen.
Your schedule,
We got Tyla today here. Thank you, Tyla. Eric's sister's here today watching the episode live.
Who called her here?
I did, my hype girl. I did.
I want to make that actually very clear. If any of you guys would love to watch one of our episodes live, please reach out to us. We have chairs here for the guests, for anyone who would like to watch us live. It's a great time. It's a great environment. And it's fun to be here live. It's actually very different. Everyone who comes here watch it live is like, Rich, it's so different to actually watch it live.
Yeah,
I mean, B, getting back to you. I mean, you said grew up here in Framingham. How old were you when you came here?
I was 2, like one.
So you're
I was
baby,
like
literally. So your culture,
sure.
all your roots really come from America.
Yeah, for sure. But cool. My family definitely did a good job, like maintaining the roots. Like we all speak Portuguese in the house. Like we're teaching our kids to speak Portuguese. We definitely like maintain that. I think growing up in Framingham definitely helped. Like if we grew up anywhere else, it wouldn't have been the same, I think. But like the church aspect of like going to church was a Brazilian church. So it was pretty much like we had our own little Brazilian community. So
you guys are going into like the family aspect of your life, right? You guys are very close from what I see.
Yeah.
Like growing up, were you guys always that close?
Yeah. Growing up, always that close. We fight like our normal family, but we love each other. We're literally obsessed with each other. We call each other like 3 times a day. And yeah, we've always been that close. It's the only family we have is each other. So that's why I think the dynamic was like that. But yeah.
How was it growing up in Framingham, being such like for you, like like if someone had to put the Bianca glasses on and see life through your lenses, right? Yeah. How was it growing up with such like a diverse area and seeing so many different cultures and like how was that for you? I
loved it. I mean, especially in like our high school, I feel like we had such a big high school where we like had so many groups of friends. Like there wasn't like a clique where it was just like one certain group of friends. But I loved it. I loved like the chaos, all the parties. Like I loved growing up
parties
here.
Are
I
crazy.
think, honestly, a lot different than like
Bianca was at every party
for sure.
She knew how to have a fun time.
Yeah, for sure. But like I'll talk to like my other friends from like LA or like even like here around Mass, and like it wasn't like that at all. Like they're like, wow, my high school had 200 kids maybe, and like I love that we grew up in like such a diverse area.
I love it too, man. Honestly, I think that molded me for the person that I am today.
Being around so many different cultures and all, right?
Yeah, being around so many different people.
It teaches you to respect everyone.
Yeah, 100%. And like just having different types of friend groups too, dude. It's just like you never know where your friendship could bring you.
That's the big thing in Framingham. I mean, being here is like in Boston areas that you have so many different friend groups. It's like you don't close off only to one little, that's your clique and that's it. It's like you said, the clique here is it's very expansive. So like you're always having different crews, different crowds. I mean, we all have different phases in life. We have tough moments and all that. Would you say that high school was a good phase for you or a bad phase?
It was okay. I mean, like I was never like compared to my sisters, I think I definitely had this like pressure on me because my sisters were like very smart. They went to like the top universities.
You got good
in
grades.
Mass. I did, but like I wasn't like I didn't love school. Like I was not a school, like as horrible as it sounds. Like
welcome to my world.
You're athletic. I played volleyball in high school and all.
I played volleyball. I loved volleyball. I learned through my sisters. I loved it because of them. I very much looked up to my sisters, but it was definitely hard to like be in their shadows because my mom would always like put pressure on me, like you gotta go to school, you gotta go to school, you gotta go. What are you doing after high school? But like to me, like it was, I was always so stuck. Like I don't know what I've always wanted something bigger for myself. Like I didn't like didn't like the idea of just going to school for another like
for a career,
5 years, like, and just like settling down and like in the same town. So I don't know. I think throughout high school, I was terrible at math. Terrible at the things that you don't need in your life. Like, honestly, like I loved English classes. Like I loved writing and like reading, but terrible at the rest of the stuff.
So did you end up going to school? I mean,
I did. Yeah. I went to Mass Bay. Like I
cool.
graduated high school, decent GPA, but, decided to do community college for a couple years just to kind of save money and see what I wanted to do. I just did general studies. I'm pretty sure I just did general studies. Yeah, but I loved Mass Bay, and like I started to like kind of it was very different than high school. I feel like high school they put a lot of pressure on you and they give you all this workload, and it's not realistic in college. Like college is actually like kind of laid back, and like I actually liked college.
The social anxiety in high school too kind of like plays a huge toll in that too.
Oh, for sure. And then I think I was just young and like feeling this pressure of like not knowing what to do after high school. So I took some time off, went to community college and graduated, and then I transferred to UMass Boston. So that was good. At least I got like some sort of like real like college experience, but not really. I commuted. But it was a great school, beautiful campus, and I loved it. And I got into business. I majored in marketing and business administration, I think. I don't even remember. That was so long ago. But I did that. And I honestly started to fall. I feel like that was like the high of like the social media like part of that world. But so that's when I started to become interested in it. And
college?
No, around that time, maybe like high school a little bit, like end of high school.
Yeah.
Like end of high school, like I think Instagram. When did Instagram come out? I don't even remember when.
It was like 2012. 2012, 2011.
So we were in high school, but it was like still
your last
very
few years.
new.
I remember you started posting. Yeah. You started like doing more.
I just like had always been.
That's when you graduated, Tyler?
Yeah, she was 2 years. She was 2 years above us. Yeah. But I always like loved like scrolling and like I loved Tumblr. Like Tumblr was my thing. Like I loved like finding outfits and like kind of recreating it in real life. So I think that's what sparked my interest with like fashion.
That's what I was gonna ask you, like because like throughout throughout middle school, high school, going to college, like throughout that journey, there's one thing that you always liked to do and always wanted to like capitalize on. What was like that one thing for you? Was it just fashion, or was it kind of?
I think I really got into makeup. Like I loved watching like the makeup videos and like learning makeup. I started seeing like all these other beauty girls like blow up and like have like I don't know. It was more so like it was more than just blowing up on Instagram. It was more so like I loved it and like I loved sharing like what I bought or like sharing like things that I'm trying and like people would come up to me and like ask me. So I think like I don't know. I think that's just kind of like
so you did it out of love, and then if whatever happens after that, it was just a plus.
Exactly. Yeah. And I remember sitting in the car like near graduation, like in high school. I was sitting with Camilla and we were talking just about like what we were doing after high school. And I was like, I think I want to start a blog. And she's like you should. She literally was like, I don't know why like you're doubting it. Like you should. And she was like the one person, like the first person that I told and really opened up to, and she was so supportive, obviously. My fucking girl, Camilla. But I remember that, and then I started the blog, started just doing like little things. It was very basic back then. Like Instagram was so basic. You just like would post, and I had the little blog. I created like my own little website. Like I was so proud of myself. Yeah. And then that's kind of like how it started and like what sparked like my interest in like social media.
Speaking about the makeup, one thing that I always remember is Halloween season.
Yes.
You are literally a killer. You are a killer. I've been seeing you doing like the makeups for our friends and all that.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, this is talent.
I think there was a good like 4 or 5 years where I would just skip like having a costume because I would just like book people and I would like rush out of the house to go to the party.
I know, right?
In no costume. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just here for the vibes. Like I made like $500
while you have all the masterpiece like dancing around you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, like I did that. Like it's so fun to me. Like I think that's when like I really liked it. Halloween was like my favorite thing. But that was fun.
When it comes to like social media, I mean, Bianca, right? You took that leap where you started doing the fashion, the makeup, you started now vlogs, and you started now posting what you were doing, what was working for you. Was it something that you got a result immediately? You started seeing that people were interacting, or is it something that you at first you're like, oh, like this isn't, I don't know if this is for me?
I don't know. I definitely was like, this is for me. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to go and
for it.
Do it. But I think like, if you're going to do it, you have to just go
and try
and do it. And honestly, be consistent. You have to be consistent and really hustle and put your all into it. You can't just like take breaks and like be half-ass. And I think like surrounding yourself with a good group of people honestly helps.
That give you the support.
Yeah. And not to get specific, but I was in a terrible relationship in college, like around that time. It ended up being very toxic. He would it just like felt like he was holding me back.
Yeah.
Kind of restricting you because you were kind of putting yourself out there a little bit more.
Dimming my light, I want to say. Like, like I would tell him all these like interests that I have or like the little blogs that I was doing, and he just would not care. Like he would like make fun of me for it, like crack little jokes, and like even like with his like group of friends, it was just like it got to the point where it got really annoying, where I was like, okay, I need to remove myself.
Yeah.
And even then, like that relationship ended bad, and I wasn't meant to be with that person for sure.
Things happen for a reason, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And things like that today still happen. You know, but a lot of men, like, they kind of like, they don't let their girl kind of shine because kind of, I don't really know because I'm a little jealous person as well. And so like I always wanted to get better at that and kind of just let them just be who they want to be. Yeah. But I mean, it's probably tough too, right? You're over here trying to grow, but then your ex wouldn't want to water the plant.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed that. I noticed that I had a lot of like goals and like just like goals that like seemed crazy.
You dreamt big.
It seemed crazy to him, but like it seemed like so reachable to me. Like,
there's a line I say here a lot, Bianca. It's like if you know how you know if someone really cares for you or really loves you is the moment that you tell them a big goal and they look in your face and you see the genuine, like when they're being genuinely happy for what you want. Yeah. And if they're smiling, because the moment that they go and start throwing like difficulties towards your goals, I mean, dreaming in this life already is hard as it is. So if you're going to have people that are not going to support your dreams and not really truly inspire you to chase them, even though how hard they're going to be, they're not the right people to be by your side. For sure. So it's awesome that you took the positive out of that situation. You took your lesson. You didn't let that be a barrier. Yeah. You made the best out of it and you moved on. Yeah. Now, in that process of moving on and now getting comfortable, right, with what you truly wanted and having more conviction in what you wanted, going into modeling, because then you started doing modeling. I started seeing your pictures and all. How was that transition from going to something where now you were just exposing yourself on your own beliefs, but now modeling for other companies and other photographers? How was that for you?
It was great. I mean, I think it was 2018. That was like my best year.
You were probably feeling so accomplished.
When I broke up with him, unfortunately I got into a really bad car accident that year.
Oh my God, I wanted
to talk about this because it's really sad.
Do you want to talk about it now? Let's talk about it later.
No, we could. I mean, it's kind of part of the journey.
Okay. Let's just finish this phrase though.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, what phrase?
Like this thought. Like how was it transitioning from doing your own thing to then doing things for outsourcing?
Freeing. If I have to pick one word, freeing. Like for sure. I definitely like they say that I got this tattoo for that. The summer that I broke up with him, we went to Canada for Tyler. Was it your birthday? Was that your birthday? We went to Canada. Yeah. Or Sam's birthday.
Oh la la.
Was it Sam's birthday? Yeah, Canada. It was. Yeah, and I got this rose on my wrist because it was kind of like I grew from concrete, and the guy was in such a shitty part of my life where I still managed to pull through and get out of it. And for sure, definitely freeing. I think if I have to use a word.
How hard was it to let go? Because like when you say, "Oh yeah," like I just let go. And
it was hard, but I think.
I love that question.
That's a really good question. But I was ready before I even actually broke up and like with him and like actually did it. I was like already like mentally preparing myself for the breakup like months in advance. We were going through it was a really bad end of like the breakup and end of the relationship, like the last 6 months of it was just terrible. And it was just like month after month. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm like, it's going to happen, but I'm just ready. At a certain point, I was just like, okay, it needs to happen, and I can't.
But there's a difference of preparing yourself to do something and actually doing it. I mean, how did you come to the courage to the point where you said, this isn't for me anymore? Like, I need to move on from this. Like, that feeling, like, Eric, I mean, I love that. I mean, like, how did you create the courage to actually just...
Definitely.
Especially being so young, immature, you're still learning about life. In that moment, you think you know everything about life. You think that the love that you feel is the, you know? I mean...
And, like, this was the person I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Like, he was, like, my person.
Yeah.
And it definitely, like, helps if you have, like your family in your ear.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Supporting
like,
you.
He would do things in front of my family. And, like, my family was like, okay, that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
And it happened multiple times. And I think that definitely helped. Was definitely the family aspect. They were definitely very supportive. And yeah, I was young. I had just graduated Mass Bay. I think I was right around that time. And I was like, it was the summertime. I'm like, you know what? I just need a summer where I'm like gonna feel fine and not feel so like anxious all the time.
But was that confidence always there? Like, when I say confidence, I mean like, okay, I'm gonna let this dude go. Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna turn out okay? Am I gonna be good after this, or am I gonna be scarred? Is this gonna interrupt the relationship, my future relationships and stuff?
It was hard because like my group of friends was his group of friends.
Yeah.
So like we would do everything together. I kind of like it was just like my girls from like school and then like his group of friends. So it was definitely hard in that aspect where I was like, okay, I have to like kind of mingle and go meet new people.
Yeah.
But I think I was just ready for it. I was exposed to a lot of like toxic conversations and just.
And you launched as soon as you did that too.
Yeah, and that's like the pure.
That was the
like,
confirmation.
Yeah, that's the pure example of like people weigh you down. Like no matter what. Like if they're your person, they're not going to weigh you down. He was definitely weighing me down. Like my confidence was just in the trash with him. Like it was just like a terrible. But it was good.
I was about to say, now flipping a bad situation to something good. You took the move, you took the courage. That was probably dope. You felt amazing. You're like, finally, I did it. I did what I had to do. And now you're doing the whole photography and modeling, and your confidence now is only going up more and more. Yeah. You're getting more and more exposed.
And then the whole car accident thing.
Let's go into that.
Yeah. So
I was about to say, because from my perspective, it was like there was an event that we were at.
It was your birthday.
It was my birthday. That's what it was. I forgot about it.
It was your birthday, Eric. I'm so sorry to tell you this, but I feel like we haven't had this conversation yet.
I know.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, it was like summer of 2018. I was single, newly single. I think I haven't been single in like 7 years at this point. I was in 2 very like serious relationships back to back.
Yeah, you were always the person.
I was always a relationship girly. Yeah, for sure.
I remember high school. You're in a very serious one, and at the end you got to a very serious one again.
Exactly. So I was like thriving. I was like partying all the time, hanging out with the girls. They were dragging me out of the house.
Yes,
all the time.
girl, let's go.
For sure. And then one night, it was your birthday, and you guys were doing something in Boston.
I forgot what it was.
I think you guys were at some club, like some bar.
It was something. And we were like, I just remembered, like, yo, we're waiting for you. I was like, bro,
like,
where is this girl?
But I was working that night, and I worked as a server.
Yeah.
And I, fucking working as a server, you leave late.
Yeah.
So I left late that night. I think I left like 11 something. And I was like, fuck, like everyone's there already. Like I was rushing out of the freaking, I got changed in the car. I had no shoes on. I just like took my shoes off, my work shoes off. And then I was going to put my heels on when we got there and sped down the pike.
You're driving? Yeah,
I was driving. Sped down the pike. I must have been going like 90 on the pike. And as I'm on my phone, like I wasn't texting. I was flipping through my music, and I just look up and
we do not release any of this content for evidence.
And it was like a decade ago. We're good.
And then,
but I look up and I just see my car like swerving to the grass area, and I freak out and I like immediately cut the wheel and like I just lose control.
You alone?
I lose control of the car. and I hit like the opposite side of the pike, or like the cement wall.
Yeah, the barriers.
Yeah, the barrier. And luckily, I didn't hit anyone. Wow. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was in such a rush, like just leaving, like trying to get there.
So what did your car hit something?
Yeah, my car just hit the cement wall.
Yeah, you hit straight to the barrier.
Hit the barrier, and it kind of like tilted over. It almost flipped over. And the police, like the ambulance found me. I was in the passenger.
Oh shit! You got tossed.
I got tossed. Like
so you were
down.
still in the car when the ambulance got there?
Yeah, I blacked out. I woke up in the ambulance, bleeding from like my head. I had hit my head. And the guy was like, "Are you okay? You okay?" And I'm like, "I need to get to my friends."
She's like, "I need a party."
I was like, I'm fine. I need to get to my friends." Like,
that's a real one.
I was
right
like,
there.
"Where's my phone?" I was like,
It's
"No."
Eric's
Like,
birthday.
he's like, "Yeah, it's Eric's birthday." Like, what are we doing? Like, oh my God, I was so pissed.
She takes the ambulance to the club.
Get there quicker to get there
Just
quicker
drop
with
me
the
off.
siren.
Drop me off. All fucking bloody. But yeah, and then the guy was like, "Dude, sit down, relax. Like, you're going to the hospital.
your
like,
adrenaline
you broke your
rush.
face. Like,
Yeah.
my face was like, I broke some bone in my face.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
You know what's
And
crazy is that you broke a bone in your face and you still were looking good. And somehow, I don't know how you did it. It was like you were still pulling it off. I'm like, bro, how is she doing this?
I was literally slaying with a black eye. Like, I did not care. I had a black eye. I was still going out after that. I had a fucking big ass black
That was a whole
eye.
pirate patch on.
Yeah, no, it was like ridiculous. But yeah, it was terrible. It was a terrible time. I was like, oh wow, like this was like, of course this happens to me. Like, it was like my brand new car. I just got that car. I was totaled, completely totaled.
Young.
Pays so much money.
But it was it was a huge shock to you, right?
It was.
It was like a huge
huge
dramatic
shock.
change or something like that.
And especially because like my ex came to the hospital that night, and he was the first one there. I think because he was like out already. Like, I had called my parents and they were on their way to the. I got taken to Boston, so it was pretty far.
Yeah.
And he ended up like being the first one there, and they gave him my stuff. They gave him my phone and everything, and he's this motherfucker. Not to like expose him or anything, but like this has to be said.
No
it was
names.
such a ridiculous. It was such a ridiculous thing to do. But he goes through my phone in the hospital and is fighting with me in the hospital. Like, when I'm like in bed, like my face is like freaking swollen, and this motherfucker is just like shitting on my life. Like, it's like, oh, I can't believe you're messaging this.
But this is after you guys broke up.
After I was single, I was like, let me fucking live. Like, I'm like,
why you bullying
I'm
me?
single,
Why
ready
you
to
bullying
make
me?
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like in such a dark place at that point. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
wow. I was
Like, you're
this
literally
what
in the
happened.
hospital bed, and then you're just taking shots.
Yep. And then he ended up leaving or whatever. But then I think that was like the last time we ever spoke.
Yeah.
But
That kind of tied the bow on the.
for sure, it kind of like
Breakup, accident, crazy things going on in your personal life. I mean, so
Exactly.
much going on. How did you keep yourself so motivated to still be out and exposing yourself on social media, showing to people that you're happy, even though internally you're probably broken? Because Bianca, no matter what, I mean, that's a lot of what influencers deal nowadays. They post something that they're happy and all,
a highlight.
but inside of them, they're going through something tough,
Sure.
but they don't want to pass that on to the people who they're inspiring, right?
Yeah.
How did you find the inspiration and the will to be able to do that as a woman going through such a tough time?
I think like, and like going back to like the family aspect, like I have the best family. Like, they're so supportive.
I love your family.
And no matter what I do, no matter what happens in my life, like, they are there for me. My sister like took care of me, like was icing my face. Like, I was just like in such like a bad place in my life, and they really pulled me out of it. And like the girls too, like all my group of friends were so amazing. They really pulled me out of like this, like the dirt, basically. I was like going through it, and they still like managed to like take me out of the house. Like, we would go out still.
Were you
and, like,
still
have
posting?
Fun. Not really. I think I definitely like
Just take
I
a step
definitely took
back.
a break that day. That period.
Yeah.
I was definitely like flaunting like my little black eye. Like, I like thought it was like cool, but I was definitely going through it for sure.
Yeah.
And we were still going out. They were dragging me out of the house, even though I didn't want to go, even though I didn't want to party. But I think it was definitely like, it's a bad thing to kind of like heal with alcohol and like a good time, but like it does help.
Yeah,
it does help.
It numbs the pain.
Yeah, and it's not like you're not drinking too much. Like don't drink too much, but
distract yourself with loved ones. Distract yourself with people who care for you.
You have to distract yourself and just forget about it. Like what happens.
Surround yourself with the people that actually want to see you grow.
Sure. And I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. And I think like I met my current boyfriend.
I wanted to get into that. Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, I'm ready for that because it was a crazy story.
Like that's the transition. Like I definitely want to get into now because I mean, you kept doing your modeling.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you the perspective from what I saw, like on social media. You met Jordan through modeling, wasn't it? Through like
no, not at all. It was a very crazy story how we met. But it was a very short period in that summer because it was just like the breakup, summer, the car accident, and I kind of just like disappeared for a little bit. And then I met Jordan
here in Boston.
Yeah, but in that summer, I did do like a few shoots, but it wasn't like anything too crazy. But it was just like on the side, like people that I met.
Because you traveled with like a few girls and all.
Yeah,
and Jordan,
so
I see you guys took some awesome pictures.
That was right before we met. Yeah, so we like the girls would always go to Bijou.
Let's hear the story.
Yeah, Bijou was like our freaking place to be. Like I think it was like Friday nights. They had good Friday nights, like hip hop nights or whatever. And
they're doing funk nights though.
Really?
Crazy.
We need to check it out. Maybe a reunion.
Shout out Cisco.
Tell Jordan to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those nights. I still had the black eye. I had my makeup. I had like pounds and pounds of makeup.
So you met Jordan with the black eye?
No, I had makeup on. Like he didn't
even notice?
He didn't notice it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I come home with him and take my makeup off. Yeah. But yeah, we were at Bijou. And one of his friends came up to me and like tapped me on the shoulder and was like, my friend wants to know where he knows you from. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what a dumbass pickup line. Like, are we kidding? And I'm like, who's your friend? And like, we were like by the bar area, like in like the little dance floor area. And then he like turns over, points like some guy on the table. And this guy is like waving at me. And I was like, I think I follow him on Instagram. I don't know. Maybe. I was like, yeah, definitely Instagram. And he's like, oh, do you want to come have a drink? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, if my girls can come. I was like, I brought all the girls with me. And we got there. And then we just started like shooting the shit. And I guess we did follow each other on Instagram. We were already following each other. And I had recognized him. I was like, God, that's the Hoobie guy.
Because Hoobie was already a thing.
Hoobie was already a thing. It was very, very small. It was and it was a different business.
It was more of like a social like
it was very
class
much,
type thing where like
it was very much like a
party club kind of type thing.
No, I don't know how to describe it. How it was back. It was more so like it was like a influencer kind of community. I want to say back then it was very, very little what they were doing.
It's exclusive and super like.
So what Jordan how he started was basically how like he. Different restaurants, different clubs, different like gyms or like nail salons would come to him and like ask him to like help promote their businesses by bringing in influencers. And by doing so, they would get a free bottle or a free like gym membership or a free nail set.
You'll get perks out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how Hoobie
became a thing. It was like a networking kind of.
Exactly. It was very much a networking thing.
So did Hoobie change?
For sure, definitely, yeah.
Can you explain a little bit to me because I'm not really familiar with Hoobie?
Yeah. So like in the beginning, like I met Jordan and we known each other we met each other after like a week. He invited me on this influencer trip. It was like my first influencer trip that I went on, and it was for marketing for this house in Dominican Republic. So this house this girl that he went to college with, her parents have a house in Dominican Republic and they wanted help with like their website and they needed like materials to kind of market the house. So that's kind of like how he how it like started.
That was like the first gig you had with
exactly. And even for Hoobie too, that was kind of like a big jump for him. And then I I hopped on a plane with this fucking guy I don't even know.
I know what.
A week later, and I like sat my family down. I was like, should I go? My sisters were like, no, you're gonna get kidnapped. And my mom was like, yeah, you should go. My mom was like so supportive. My dad was like so supportive. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because it's an opportunity that showed up after something you've been chasing for probably a few years now.
Sure, let's do it. And then so we get there, and it's kind of like we have like set like schedules of like shooting and stuff like that. So we shot like different like things in the house. Like we went on like different excursions and kind of just like promoted like the beauty of the house. Basically, it's a beautiful house.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like how it was. That's kind of like how it started. And then he kind of got into like the nightclubs. His first like big client was Seaport Boston. So he actually is familiar with the developer of Seaport Boston. So who like came to him and kind of like he wanted Seaport to be the new like Soho of New York. And he wanted all the influencers to be there and posting like this is Seaport Boston. And honestly, and now it is like if you look at it now, like that's where all like the influencers live and all like the athletes live is Seaport. And
he sounds like a grinder.
He's a hustler. I tell you he's a hustler, I think he probably sleeps like 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
He does not sleep. Like it's bad. It's like not healthy.
Before we get into how you both took your businesses from 0 to 100, because from what I can see, you guys both worked on each other's businesses.
Yeah.
Well, you both were mutually benefiting from each other and growing a relationship as well. But before we get into that, let's go to a quick commercial, and then we're gonna go back to talking a little bit more about Bianca's life.
So picture this, your car, clean as a whistle every single week without lifting a finger. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, not anymore, thanks to Auto Tycoon. Here's the scoop. For $99 a month, they've got you covered. Weekly washes, no scratches, no worries. It's like giving your car a spa day every week. Honestly, it's the little things, right? Driving around, feeling good about how shiny your car is without stressing about the small stuff. If you're like me and just want your car to look its best without the hassle, Auto Tycoon's a game changer. Power fam, just had to share this find with you. Ever been on the lookout for that go-to spot for your design needs? I've discovered my treasure trove, R&V Sports Graphic Design. Sipping coffee from my favorite mug this morning, the one with the hip design, that's their handiwork. And this comfy hoodie I've practically lived in, yep, that's R&V magic too. They've got me covered from my wardrobe to my business cards, signs, and even those eye-catching flyers. The best part isn't just the awesome stuff they create, it's how they make you feel part of the creation process. Chatting with them, you'd think that it's just hanging out with friends who'd happen to be insanely good at bringing you ideas to life. So if you're trying to make your brand stand out with that personal touch, hit up R&V. Trust me, it's like unlocking a whole new level of business and personal style. R&V Sports Graphic Design, turning your vision into reality, one amazing design at a time.
That's what happens when everyone's a vapor. So B, I mean, that's something that's cool because we talk about that a lot. I mean, especially right now that we can clearly see the change, right, in her life. Yeah. Going from a negative situation to a person that wasn't meant to be. I don't want to say a negative person, but I want to see for that moment.
We can say that.
But if for that moment, it was just like something that wasn't viable for your life and what you wanted to do, right? And you changed that scenario and you moved on and you took different risks and now you got together with someone who was building a future with you and who was believing in your dreams, but you also believing in his dreams. How was that? You both of you just grinding and taking your not only your relationship but your business.
I like that question, but we still don't know where.
Oh yeah, you had a question, yeah.
Yeah, we still don't know where you and Jordan like really connected because you accepted a invitation of a trip, influential trip. Okay, you went over there, you promoted the beautiful home and everything. Where was that interest that he's like, okay, B, like I'm interested in you?
Well, we definitely spent some time in DR together, and we kind of like got to know each other, and there were
other girls there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we got back, and we were just inseparable. We hung out all the time, went to dinners. He kept inviting me to different little events that he would have. He worked with a phone case company that he sent me a bunch of products and I would post and he invited me to the dinner that they had. So we kind of just kind of stayed in touch, and I met all of his friends, met all like the Hoobie team, like the very small team that was back then, and then started meeting like people from Boston, all the other little small influencers from Boston, and really kind of got like a feel for that world.
Yeah.
It was an eye opener for me, because I was like, oh wow, like this actually exists like in Boston. Like I had no idea. I'm like, okay, like this is.
Did you think that like, oh shit, like I'm at the right place?
I am definitely. And like going back to like what I'm saying, like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like I was meant to be at that club. I was meant to meet Jordan. I was meant to, just like me, like I said before, like losing that, like my ex, like I lost my group of friends too.
Yeah.
So I think like that like helped me kind of like make new friends and like kind of like get in that world.
Get yourself out of your shell.
Yeah, and really like explore this whole other world that I had no idea about.
It existed.
Yeah. Especially so close to home. I thought that was just like LA and like California and like Miami or whatever you want to call it. But it was cool to see. It was cool to like witness it and like be a part of it. Like,
did you already have an emotional intention with Jordan since the beginning, or was this something that developed?
It definitely developed. But I was single. I was like having fun and like, I don't know. Like,
and then the ideas started clicking.
Yeah,
the
and then
vibes.
like I think like coming from like my ex, where like he was so against me doing anything or like putting myself out there, to like this person who like
very similar visions.
Yeah, who was like inviting me to go to different shoots and inviting me to be a model.
Who's promoting you?
Yeah,
who's
and
actually
like,
letting you do it.
And
all
he
the
was
things.
so supportive, like so like uplifting. Like he would like say like motivating things, and like just himself. He was very motivating and very like, even in the beginning, he was a hustler. Like it's crazy how far he's come. But
from what we see on social media, Jordan works very hard to accomplish everything he has, and the connections and the people, and because it's not just about working hard. It's knowing how to also be there for those people and showing a value to those people, right?
Sure.
It's not just being a friend. It's showing a value.
What he like strives in, and it's like that's how he kind of got his start, was where he went to good schools. Like he played lacrosse, so he went to really good schools, private schools. He got his bachelor's and his master's, so he's very smart. He's a very smart guy, and he met a lot of people along the way, where he kind of like stayed in contact with them and really like tried to like focus on that network and like that network aspect, but also kind of like, how can I provide value to this person? Where he went to school with the Kraft kids, like all like the Belichick family and all that stuff. Yeah.
Fire.
So he like met all like the grandkids. So he's friends with all of them. And he eventually ended up meeting Bob Kraft. And at that same time, he also had a friend living in LA that was like a little influencer when like Vine was like big.
The big thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then he met this guy who was also taking photography for 50 Cent. And that's kind of how the whole
crazy how the connections
how the
now
whole
all
50
like,
Cent connection started. Was he met Bob Kraft, and that was right around the time 50 Cent had launched his champagne line.
Yeah.
And he was obviously looking for places and venues to carry his champagne. So that's kind of what Jordan did, was introduce Bob Kraft to 50 Cent, and now they carry his champagne line in all of like the VIP boxes and all the in the stadiums, all the Gillette stadiums. So that's
insane.
And ever since then, like 50 Cent knows who Jordan is. Like he knows. Like,
we can
Jordy,
see that.
like,
There's pictures of 50 Cent literally holding Noah, and like it was cool. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's insane. and I think then that was when he really like kind of like had like fallen in love with like the whole world and like how crazy it was. He ended up like seeing. He ended up going to LA to see his friend. He didn't know about this world until he actually like witnessed it, but he like met this his friend in LA, and he ended up like taking him out, and they met John from Happy Dad, the Nelk Boys. And that was when he like was like, okay, like this is like my world. And he was so
we got Happy Dads over here, guys. Come on, if you're John, if you're watching, man, we've been tagging you on everything. Like, come on, little inbox is all right.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, he like fell in love with the world, and he really like dove in.
This story is about Bianca, and this story is about how much. how much being around the right people really took Bianca to the next level, and how much you put effort to truly build your brand and build, and like, from what I can see in her story, like she took so many moves and so many risks, right? First, you took the risk of letting go of a relationship. Then you took the risk of going to a different country with someone that was a stranger to you. Yeah. And then you took the risk to just now completely make new friends and be in a new environment, and always putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. And we talk about that a lot here. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
Shama.
So, I mean, let's fast forward a little bit now. I mean, you met Jordan. You guys created a relationship. Things start working out. You take another risk decision. And how does this even show up in your life when it comes to let's move to LA?
We moved to Vegas. We went to Vegas during the pandemic. At this point, I was already living with Jordan.
How was family about that?
Living with Jordan?
With everything,
I think they were fine with it. I think they were at a point where I'm like, okay, she's old enough.
It's working.
Obviously, like, my mom's like very old school, but they definitely learned to adapt to like their kids and like growing up in like a very different place than what they grew up in. But at that point, they had met Jordan. They loved Jordan, and we were living together for maybe like a year. And then the pandemic happened, and we had a friend that lived out in Vegas. And I think we were on like FaceTime with him one night, and we were like, wow, like the world's shutting down. Like, this is crazy. And he was like, why don't you guys come here? Like, come kick it. Like, I have 5 extra bedrooms. He lives in like this huge house that like no one lives with him. He lives by himself. And we were like, okay, like that's actually a really good idea. And then we literally, I think the world shut down like March 15th. I think we hopped on a flight like March 14th, like the day before the world shut down, where they like shut down like the airports.
Everything, yeah.
And we spent the summer in
LA,
in Vegas, but like going back and forth from LA too. Like, we would. Airbnbs were so cheap at that point. We were like literally having tickets, the pandemic was awesome for us. Like, it was a really fun time. We would like drive down the strip. The strip was like empty. Like, there's like literally you can hear crickets in the strip. It was so strange, but it was really cool. It was really fun. Like, we fell in love with Vegas. It's just affordable. It's a lot more affordable than LA. So that's kind of how we started falling in love with it. We loved like the lake. We used to go to the lake a lot. And then,
there was always videos of you guys with the boats and all.
Like, there was more to Vegas than the strip. But
you guys would go boating in the canyons.
Yeah,
Grand Canyon, right? Yeah. I remember those videos. It was beautiful.
That's the one thing I'd recommend is visiting Lake Mead if you go to Vegas. But yeah, we were back and forth a little bit from like home and LA, Vegas, and then I got pregnant. Should I fast forward?
I'll say before we go into that far.
Should I fast forward that much?
I mean, being
such
such a family-oriented person, right, and making the step to now go away from the family, and knowing that, again, that's another situation where you're going to be uncomfortable. You're away from your family and all that. I mean, that transition alone, you had the support from your family.
Yeah.
You had the support from Jordan. Where was Bianca mentally?
Like I said in the beginning.
Were you scared?
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm where I'm very close to my family. Like, it's all I have is my family. So it was definitely hard leaving them behind.
Because people struggle with that a lot.
But at that point, I had no like nieces and nephews. Like, I think my sister got pregnant during the pandemic. So
a little bit easier.
It was like a very easy, like just like my mom, my dad, my sisters. But it was definitely so hard, like obviously leaving my friends, but I was just ready to do it. I was ready to take the leap. Like I said in the beginning, I never imagined myself staying in Mass. Like, I always...
Yeah, since the beginning.
Yeah, I'm always like, I need to see the world. Like, I want to, I don't know.
You wanted to open up your box and just find out more.
Yeah, if I meant somewhere else, or I just want to meet. There's so many like different places in the U.S. So I was like, yeah, I definitely think this is the right move.
I feel like we limit ourselves a lot.
And I kind of was just like going with the flow kind of thing. It was the pandemic, like the world was shut down. I had just lost my job. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Why the hell not? So it was very easy in that sense because I had Jordan, had his friends to kind of go and like have fun with. So I wasn't like doing it alone. I definitely think like if I didn't meet Jordan, I don't think I would ever have ended up in California, to be honest. Like, I don't think I would have had the courage to do it alone.
God does everything for a reason.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely easier if you have like that person with you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And it comes to show how important it is to be with the right person, to choose the right person, to choose the right people. Because they say, I mean, you're the average of the 5 closest people to you. Right?
You are who you hang out with.
So
absolutely.
It's awesome. I mean, now, I mean, let's get into, I mean, you had Noah. I mean, so much.
Yeah. Well, before Noah, we did start a skincare line together.
Me
and Jordan.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I brought products, but
Hey,
where that?
yeah,
where them at? Where they at? Where they at?
I brought you products, Thais.
Oh, Thais gets it for free. What about me?
You guys can all share. You guys can all pick. I don't know, whatever you guys want to.
So tell us a little bit about Aloe Attiva. I mean,
yeah. So during the pandemic, this, as crazy as it sounds, we thank you in frame.
Tyler.
I love that. Thank you, babe.
explain these products, like kind of how it works.
Yeah, and we have more products, but I didn't freaking want to bring the whole.
Do you guys start like with a bunch or just one by one?
No, we started with 2.
With 2.
We started with a face serum and a face cream.
Cool.
But the story behind how we kind of got introduced to this guy was Jordan's family. And Jordan's family growing up would spend their summers in Aruba. And
I've been there. Ooh,
oh my God.
So beautiful.
So beautiful. So, and there was this guy, this Italian guy that they would always hang out with on the beach. Like his parents would always hang out with this Italian guy. His name was Marco. And he was just like this rich, like good looking guy. Like you could tell that he was just like good vibes, good energy. So they got friendly with him. They got really close to him. And they knew him for like years. They called him Uncle Marco at one point.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he has this skincare line called Nature Unique in Italy, and where he does like millions and millions of dollars. Like this guy's like doing really well with the skincare line. It's sold in like all the pharmacies in Italy, but his dream was always to bring his products to the U.S. It's like actually really good products, really good ingredients. He works with just aloe. He like loves aloe, has like a love for aloe. And he's just always wanted to bring his products to the States, but never had the ability to do so.
So aloe comes from cactuses, right? Something like that.
Well, it's a what are they called? It's a succulent. It's a type of succulent. So it's in the succulent family, where like agave is a succulent, a cactus is a succulent, and yeah, aloe. But he didn't know anyone in the States, and he, after like seeing Jordan growing up and like kept in touch with him like via Facebook, he would see like what Jordan was doing. Jordan would like post like all this like little like his influencer events and stuff like that. So he eventually kept like nudging at Jordan, like this is a really good product, really good like ingredients, like we should bring it to the States. And after like months and months and months of really like begging him to do it, he did it. Jordan was like, let's do it, whatever. Like Jordan had the capacity to do it. So.
Have you tried it before? Like before that Jordan pulled the trigger on it?
So the only products that so all the products are ours.
Okay.
So he doesn't have these products in his line.
All right.
So we were able to create our own products.
Oh, wow.
So we never really we tried them like before we launched, obviously.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't have any of these products in his line.
So this is you guys' own line,
exactly.
basically.
Like
Under the brand.
yeah, exactly. But I love like the creams, like the body creams. We actually tried like years before we actually launched it, and I loved it. I was like, oh my God, like this guy's like a genius. Like he knows what he's doing. So we just like took a leap of faith
again,
and we did it mid-pandemic. Everyone thought we were crazy.
Oh shit!
You guys did the pop-ups in
we
Seaport.
did, yeah, like a year later. Yeah, but like during the pandemic, we hustled.
Yeah, how was the startup?
It was cool. It was really cool to be a part of it. We actually hired a CEO in the beginning of it, where she lived in New York and she was part of like the beauty world. Like I don't know where Jordan had met her, but she had helped launch like a ton of other brands with like celebrities and stuff. So we were like, okay, she is definitely a good fit. So we hired her. I learned so much from her. She was like such a legend. I love her. We ended up parting ways with her because we just wanted it to kind of be our own thing.
Yeah.
And then, mid-pandemic, we we kind of like kept growing our network. We were meeting people in LA, like still had like our friends in Boston, our little influencers in Boston. So we would put together like little PR boxes. Like I was doing it in disguise, like in our friend's living room, like hundreds and hundreds of boxes. And we would just send them out individually and in hopes that people would post.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we got started. We sent out the lab samples first, like, and we got like pretty good feedback by doing that, because it was like still in like the same like the lab sample like container. It was really cool. It was like kind of like more like industrial, like an industrial look to it. So it was really cool. Like people loved that. People fell in love with it. And yeah, people ended up like really liking the products. We got really good feedback on it.
I see a lot of girls down in Framingham and in the Boston area posting it and reposting it.
Which is really cool to see. It's definitely a hard market to crack because it's so very competitive.
Competition is insane.
And like these influencers don't want to post this little freaking Aloe Attiva company compared to like Summer Fridays or like Hailey Bieber's brand. Yeah. So it's definitely a hard market to be in, but it's cool. I think it's different. It's definitely
another avenue. It's another
definitely
door.
Something that's lacking in the skincare world, where it's like aloe based. Not a lot of brands are doing aloe because it's expensive. It's very expensive to harvest and get. But we started off with 2 products, the serum and the face cream, and then we got really good feedback. We just started launching more products. Going at it. Yeah. I think we have like 8.
How would you say that this product is compared to the more popular ones out there?
It's definitely has its advantages being made in Italy.
Because you obviously you already use those other products,
for sure.
right?
Yeah, I've tried like a lot of products.
Yeah, because obviously you're in this industry, right? So you want to see what your competition is about.
Exactly, and that's why it was so easy, like coming on as like kind of like the face of the brand and kind of like having like that founder story, because I love the product so much. Like, and I was proud of it. I was like, wow, this guy actually knows what he's doing. Like he has like chemists, like he uses like chemists from like the University of Bologna in Europe. So like he knows what he's doing. And he's really easy to work with. He's so nice. And, being formulated in Italy, we have to go under the European guidelines. So it bans like over 2,000 ingredients.
So I heard Mac went through a huge thing with Europe because of that. Yeah. Because they wanted to bring their products into
they have
to change the whole structure of the chemical of the products. Yeah. So they say that most of the health skincare things in Europe are a lot healthier than the ones here in America, because we have so much artificial crap on our shit.
And they have serious guidelines that you have to follow. We cannot formulate with like synthetic fragrances, just like any carcinogens, any of all that stuff. But
is it because it does harm?
Yeah, just because they just have better laws.
It's artificial.
Like, yeah, and like...
Okay.
So for a company that's an American-based company to go to Europe, it's a lot more expensive than an European company to come to America.
Okay, so I was about to ask that. So in the U.S., it's a little bit more free?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas in the U.S., they only ban 11 ingredients. Where in Europe, they ban over like 2,000 ingredients.
Like, holy crap, dude. I never knew all this.
It's
crazy.
I
knew this. Yeah, I did the research on this once.
It's insane. So I think that was like, it helped me like get really like proud of the products and like want to be a part of it and like really push it and like be proud of it.
Entrepreneurship just been in your blood. Like I can see that. I mean, from the beginning,
from
high school days all the way down to like Aloe Attiva and all that. I mean, brand starts, you guys start doing Aloe Attiva. I mean, what's next?
Yeah, it was definitely hard during the pandemic because we couldn't really do any like events or like kind of like get really together with like influencers or anything like that. But we did it. We pushed through. We had really good numbers, and I think I want to say, well, it was before I got pregnant. Should I talk about that?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Lots of, but we ended up. We were still in Vegas at this point, and I got pregnant.
Motherhood comes in.
2020, what year was that? 2023? No, 2022. I got pregnant.
Was it?
No, 2021.
21, yeah, because he was born in 22.
Yeah. No, he was born in 21.
21? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a surprise? Or?
It definitely was. For show, use condoms. But, you know.
I was about to say, because like you said, your sister, she had a baby in the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
What was couples doing in the pandemic?
Exactly. We were bored. We were very, very bored. But you know, like I said before, everything happens for a reason.
So you're starting feeling a little bit sick.
Yes.
Something was going on.
And I didn't know I was pregnant for maybe 5 or 6 weeks. So at this point, we were partying. At this point, the world was open.
Yeah.
So we were going to the clubs. We were going on trips. I think we had gone to Cabo at one point, and I nearly puked all over the freaking floor and the person next to me in the plane because I was so nauseous. I was like, what is wrong with me? I was like, I've never felt this before. And I just had no idea. It totally went over my head. And eventually, it was Jordan's birthday weekend, actually. So terrible time to to tell your significant
happy
other.
birthday.
Yeah, but yeah, it was his birthday weekend. It was wild. It was in Vegas. He actually spent a lot of money on his birthday.
Fire.
And the next day, I tell him we're having a kid, and he's like, "Fuck my life."
Yeah, how did you break it down to him though? You sat him down. You made sure he was sitting down so he doesn't faint.
Exactly. No, I nearly fainted, to be honest.
Don't even.
Oh, okay. Some snacks.
All right, Rich.
Snack break. I love that.
Little drink.
But I'm not much of a drinker. I don't drink. I don't drink to get hungover. So
you're kind of like me. I don't like drinking.
Exactly.
I don't like the casual drink. I like to drink to get drunk.
Not like you. I don't like alcohol. I'm not an alcohol person. So when I was waking up throughout his birthday weekend, feeling hungover, feeling nauseous, I'm like, there's something wrong with me. What's going on? And my girlfriend that was staying at the house with us was like, girl, you gotta take a pregnancy test. This sounds like something's going on. Something's cooking.
Damn.
So I did.
That gave o friozinho na barriga.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that Monday after his birthday, and he was actually the third person I told.
Oh damn.
Who was the first?
My best friend Gabby.
Second?
Gabby was there. Camilla.
Camilla.
I called Camilla. I FaceTimed Camilla and tell her, and she's like, babe, it's gonna be okay. At this point, Camilla was pregnant. Camilla was.
Oh my God, she was. Yeah, true.
She's like, girl, we'll do this together.
Yeah, it was
don't
a fever
worry.
out here.
Yeah, it was something in the pandemic waters.
Pandemic.
But yeah, he was the third person I told. I came to him and I was sobbing. And I'm like, he's like, what's wrong? He's like, what's wrong with you? And I just hand him the pregnancy test. He's like, oh. And he immediately had this huge smile on his face. He's like, oh my God. He's like, why are you crying? And I was like, I don't know. I was literally just
You're
shook.
worried. Yeah, you guys had so much going on for you.
It
you
was
guys
a
were
very
chasing
busy
such big
time.
dreams.
Yeah.
And
the world had just opened up.
I get it.
We were like, okay, let's go after it. We have to we had such a long time just sitting here waiting for the world to open up, and then we get fucking pregnant. But he handled it with really well.
Super
and
supportive.
Yeah.
He seems like that type of
really
guy,
helped me. And it really shifted my perspective on the whole pregnancy, where I was so happy at that point. I was on cloud 9, and
Noah is the cutest thing.
Yeah.
How was it breaking it to your parents?
My mom, dude, I
loved it.
thought I was gonna end up in a coffin. I was like, okay, I'm ready for my funeral, babe. Be prepared. But my mom was so happy. She I made a whole surprise for them. I was like, oh, I came home from wherever the hell we were in the world, and to tell them, and I sat them down, and I was like, Mom, I have a gift for you, and I put it in a sunglass case, and I sat my dad down, my mom down. And I put the pregnancy test in there, and I gave them both one, and they opened it. My mom screams and jumps up. She was so happy. She was like, oh my God. At this point, my sister was pregnant, and
Camilla was pregnant.
And my other sister had just had her baby.
Camilla goes, the pandemic water got us, bitch.
She fucking knows, dude. Oh my God.
I was dead.
It was, and that's why I say things happen for a reason. I was meant to have this baby, meant to have it with my best friend of forever. Camilla's been a
it's
sister
crazy how
to me.
your children's all gonna grow up
Exactly,
together, same age
exactly.
almost.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So yeah, they were happy, thank God.
Yeah.
And his parents were happy. They were so happy, and it was good. It was meant to happen, honestly.
Now my question to you, going from such a small town to such a huge town, and now being a mom and all that, were you scared to now be in LA or not to now be in Vegas at such a big town and your kid now having to raise a kid there? Did you think about coming back and being around your family?
For sure. Like I kind of witnessed, I had a little bit of that chunk where when I was pregnant, we came home. So we ended up living home for a little bit, a few months. So I had my mom. I had
so in the
my
beginning,
sisters.
once he was born,
when he
you
was
were
a baby,
here.
yeah. So it was very easy for me to have like my mom, if I ever needed to go out or do something, and have like my little village, you know, like as they say, it takes a village. So it was hard leaving my little village. But I don't know. I think I obviously wanted to make a point to come home and visit my family as often as possible. Living out there, you come across a lot of like, you're always in like the influencer environment or like that, like kind of like air where it's like, you don't want to get too caught up in that world.
I have a question for you on that. Yeah.
Really?
I'll get a few later on.
Okay, yeah.
We'll
Okay, so I won't touch on it then. But yeah, it definitely was scary, but we had already experienced it before.
Yeah.
I already knew what was out there for us. And we had done so well during the pandemic, during all that time where I was like, okay, like now we can do it with a kid. Like we got this. Like, and I've heard this quote when I was pregnant, and I lived by it like 1000%, was you bring your kid into your world. Like you don't want your kid to like adapt. Like you want your kid to adapt to your world, not the other way around. Like you don't want to.
You adapt.
You don't want to change like your entire life because you have a child. Like you don't want to like just bring your freaking kid or like or hire a nanny or like obviously it's harder for some people to do that stuff. But and we were committed to that. We were committed to continuing
your lifestyle.
You know, our lifestyle. Jordan still had his company and he still has to run. He has investors he needs to talk to and like.
But now he has another reason to work even harder.
Motivation.
And that's one of his biggest things. He always says to me is, it definitely was a blessing in disguise because it definitely helped him hustle even harder.
Yeah, I mean, I heard from plenty of my friends that are dads nowadays that based not only for the women's side, you know, as motherhood, but father's side is like a whole game changer.
For sure.
The way we act, the way we see the future, the way that we want things to go is just like now we have a whole life relying on us.
Yep. And like it's like Jordan talks a lot about like generational wealth.
Yeah.
Where that's what he wants. He wants to be like the
I love
first. That. Yeah. He wants Noah to be okay for like the rest of his life. And that's like it's like you have to like hustle for, and it's admirable because he wants the hustle for his family.
Fire.
Yeah.
I love that because, you know, coming from Framingham, bro, like
humble beginnings.
Dude, I know, but I'm just saying, like, we grew up with some people that, you know, are already getting pregnant, like, in high school, getting pregnant pretty quickly, bro. And the thing is, like, you know, we're getting to a little bit older age now, you know, and then the baby talk, you know, Richie, you're about to get married. Soon you're going to be talking about a baby and all that stuff. And I always had in my mind, like, I will not, you know, I'm not gonna say never, 'cause you never know what's gonna happen, but always be protected, guys. But I will not bring someone in this world if I can't give him the life that I want to give him. You know, I don't want to put the kid through a struggle.
That's a responsible way to look at it.
So that's how I look at it. That's why I'm very strict and I'm very like attentive on the way that I do things, because I don't want that to happen. We talk about this all the time, bro. You know, generation wealth. I loved how you said that. I love how he focuses on that, because that's something I want too as well.
Change.
We come from immigrant parents that came here with nothing. You know, my main goal is to retire my parents and give start a new generation here, man, because I'm like we were the first generation in the U.S. almost, and it's like, you know, we're and like you said,
gotta continue that legacy.
Things like were meant to happen. Like we were here because of that. We're here to make a change, and it's cool how he sees all that. It's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a question going into what you kind of went into, right? L.A., Vegas, it's a very artificial lifestyle. Very tough. From what I hear, I never lived there. I never even been there. From what I hear, friends of mine who moved out there, it's a very artificial lifestyle. it's a very like kind of fake lifestyle where people, so lots of times it's everyone trying to be better than the other, or there's always have to be like, if I'm not winning anything from this relationship, there's no point of having this relationship. How, tell us, I mean, how is that?
There's definitely it's the downsides to like that world, and especially because we're thrown into that world so like vividly. Like we have to surround ourselves with the influencers, with all like the stuck up people. But I think it's really important like where you come from. You don't want to lose sight of that. Yeah. Like I feel like I've done a really good job not losing sight of like my roots, my culture, like my family, like this little town. Like obviously I wasn't a fan of this town. Do you talk about Framingham
out in LA? And like you talk about,
I mean, not really, but like if people ask, I'm like, yeah, I'm from a small town. I usually say Boston. Like we categorize it as Boston. We all do. Yeah. But like you can say all you want about Framingham, but it's really where we were from, you know. Like it's what made me as a person, and I was exposed to so many different cultures, so many different people.
Did you feel a shock in culture?
For sure, definitely, 100%. Especially because like that world is just like so wild to me. Like I just like. And I think it's because I'm not like some huge famous like person, so like I think I can kind of be a little bit like
still
okay,
cope with it.
Yeah, I'm like okay, these people are a little.
That's what I want to ask you too. Like, I mean, how was it, Bianca, leaving Framingham, Massachusetts, Boston, where you see some famous people every once here and there, to now being around the names that you've been around. I mean, Coachella, you've been around huge names. I click on the people who are in pictures with you. They got like 500,000 followers. They got millions of followers. They got 2-3 million followers. Like, how is that? Like,
it's definitely a shock. It was definitely cool to see because like I was a fan at one point where I was like scrolling like, oh my god, like this person.
David Dobrik. I mean, you've been in his house.
But then like you start to like meet these people and they eventually become like friends and really close.
And they're normal people just like us.
And they're normal people. They're great people. Some of these people are so nice. Obviously, you come across like the shitty people who really don't care about anything.
Black
who
sheep
just care about like the money or the number, whatever. But you come across some really nice people where like they become like friends and like really, really close. Like a lot of our friends like buy Noah gifts. Like when I was pregnant, they bought us like so many gifts. Like they were so nice. Like they're very, very nice. So they become like,
and they're very caring.
Yeah.
Too,
And so eventually they just become like regular people to us. And so I think that definitely shifts. There's that shift when you become close with them.
And I think the reason why you connected so well with those people was because you still stuck to your like your own self. Like you weren't trying to be somebody that you're not. And that really showed them that like, hey, like we can really trust this girl.
Yeah, for sure. And I think stepping back from that life a little bit, like I said, like I always need to come home. It's like my therapy. I need to come home. I need to see my friends. I need to see my family. I need to smell the Massachusetts air. Like the Massachusetts air is great. It's so crispy here. But so I think doing that definitely helps too. It definitely like it grounds you. It reminds you where you come from, and
it humbles you.
It doesn't let you lose sight of for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, because I definitely would say, I mean, if the wrong person with the wrong, I would say upbringing and the wrong values in an environment like that, they wouldn't make the best out of it. They would get lost. And we use this phrase here a lot, which is getting lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
And it's something that happens a lot to people. And sometimes when you get just plucked out of an environment and put into such an influential environment, I mean, mentally, emotionally, habits, everything becomes so crazy that if you don't have full control of that, it can go, you could spiral down to a world that's very complicated to even be sustainable in. I mean, it's awesome to see that you made the best out of that situation. You still are. And look at you. You're in Framingham at Hip Podcast, still a humble person, caring for all of us. You're always around us, always like really putting the best energy out there, commenting on our pictures. And I see it's awesome to see that you haven't let go of the authenticity of yourself and who you are. Yeah, that's definitely important to have and like keep and like instill in like your character and your like image for sure. One thing I wanted to know was basically like, you know, talking about, you know, you becoming a mom, you know, getting into the motherhood. How was it becoming a mother? How did that change your life? How did that change your view and
you know, because obviously before you had Noah, you know, you had a different side of the world.
It was just Bianca's world.
You had different goals. You had different things you wanted to do. After you had him, it's just like did things change?
For sure. It took some time for me to kind of get out of like the little funk that I was in.
Yeah.
Because like after you go through all those hormones and all the crazy stuff that you go through, pregnancy and your body, you definitely like are a little hard on yourself, and you're definitely like mourning this like past life, like you're mourning your like the death of like your
Savage
old
Bianca,
self,
yeah.
like the party animal, like living young, wild, and free, good old days. But I don't know. I think it like.
Do you think it brought more purpose?
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, that's a good word. Purpose, definitely purpose. And going back to like you want to hustle for this little person, and you want to give them the best experiences.
It's not about you anymore.
Yeah. And we want to expose him to everything. We want to travel with him. We want to make sure we're able to do these things, and also like being good humans, so we can kind of spread that to him.
Yeah.
So he's growing up with like a good mindset, and definitely not
lead by example.
Yeah, lead by example for sure.
So the thing is, like, I don't know if this happened to you or not, but I've heard that, you know, when women become mothers, you know, and they're caring for their child, they kind of lose sight of their own self-value and and kind of like don't really forget to kind of like self-appreciate, because you're just so focused on your child and your family.
That it's a very, very, very true. And I think like I spoke to a couple of people when I gave birth, a couple of my friends that were like make sure you are taking time for yourself. And like I come across like videos, and we always like come across videos when we're like doing a deep dive on things. So I would always make sure that like I was up to date and making sure that I knew everything about like pregnancy and like just getting ready to experience those like feelings. Like, I'm definitely gonna like feel like low and like down. I need to like just like pretend, honestly. Like, people will say like, how did you deal with it? Pretend. Like just pretend. Like pretend you are okay.
Yeah.
Like, and it's either that or just like, I think there's like a Rihanna quote that's like, it's either that or cry myself to sleep. And who wants to do that? And it's like, yeah, it's literally that. Like you just have to fight through it, pretend. And yeah, like the little things count. Like I remember I always make sure like I go and do my nails. If I want to get my hair done, I'll go and get my hair done. If I need a day off, like I'll text my mom. If when I was here, or if I'm in Vegas, I'll tell Jordan I need a day off, or get a babysitter, or I don't know, go for a walk. Make sure that you're good, because if you're good, like your baby's good.
Yeah, because the energy the energy you have inside of you is what you're gonna pass on to your child.
Yeah, like some moms, like I don't know, like I've always been like a nail girl. Like I always like loved going to get my nails done. Like I think like that's very important to like just keep doing like your routine, like and things that make you happy, even if it's like the littlest things, like going to the mall by yourself. Like if you want to go shopping, like go by yourself. Like don't bring your baby. Like
Bianca and Jordan as parents, and you as a mom, you guys did something for me when it comes to being parenting that was awesome. And before we get into that, let's go to one more commercial, and then I want to get into that.
What's up, guys? Quick story. After my car accident, I was pretty stressed, but then I found Ivan's Collision. Ivan himself made the difference. Sure, he works with all insurances, but it's the way that he treats you, like a friend, not just another car fix. He genuinely cares, and it shows. And because you're part of the HIP family, Ivan's offering an exclusive 15% off, no catch, just mention us. So if you need someone who understands you, check out Ivan's Collision. It's more than just a repair shop, it's a peace of mind. Ever had those days where no amount of coffee or sleep shakes off the fatigue? Same here. Then I found something that would change the game. PrimeIVhydration. It's not just an hydration, it's a boost of vitamins straight to your system. Imagine feeling rejuvenated, more energetic, and ready to tackle your day, all from a simple IV session. Whether it's fighting fatigue, needing the vitamin kick, or just looking to feel your best, PrimeIV has your back, and trust me, it's a game changer.
Hey HIP fam, ever walked into a room and just stopped to admire the stonework? That's exactly how I felt about our custom table from New View Granite. And let me tell you, it's more than just furniture. It's a centerpiece that transforms the whole space. New View isn't just about tables though. They're the masters of all things marble and granite. Countertops that turn your kitchen into a chef's dream. bathroom vanities that feel like luxury spas, you name it. Their craftsmanship is unmatched. What I love about NuView is the quality. You feel it in the smoothness of the marble, see it in the intricate patterns of the granite. Every piece is a testament to their commitment to excellence. When you invest in something from NuView, you're not just upgrading your home, you're adding a story, a piece of art that stands the test of time. Our table isn't just amazing, it's a gathering spot for friends and family, a place where memories are made. If you're looking to bring that level of excellence and durability into your home, NuView Marble and Granite is where your search ends. Quality that speaks, designs that last.
Shama. Guys, we see everybody on the live chat. Make sure you throw the W's up. We got fire kits in the live chat. I need some merch. Merch is available, my brother. I had to deliver some merch to Fire Kits for a while now, and I haven't been done. I've been so busy, but shout out Fire Kits, always supporting us, always sharing our content. You guys are the best. Camilla, Tyler, you guys are always here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Shama.
Hell yeah. So one thing, I mean, I watch you closely through social media. I love watching what you guys are doing. Honestly, you and Jordan really motivate the heck out of me. Like seeing what you guys are doing, seeing what Jordan's doing with all the brands.
The way he networks.
The way he networks and how he's connected and the way that he's so young and passes on so much trust, the both of you, to all these people. It's awesome because being young and being our age and chasing this reality, it's very hard because, again, the competition out there is huge. But you did something that kept you guys alive, alert, and felt great. Which was you guys brought Noah to Coachella.
Oh my God, yes.
And I love that you said the phrase a few minutes ago. You said, we made sure our kid adapted to our lifestyle, not we adapt to the fact that we have a kid. Like, I'm just doing that.
Yeah.
How was that? Like bringing Noah into Coachella. It's his second year as a baby going to Coachella. Like, tell us all about it.
So like, it's funny because I'll come across these videos on like TikTok or Instagram where they're like, the comments are crazy. Like, they're so mean. They're like, who brings a child to Coachella? That's so dangerous.
I think it's awesome.
But like I didn't bring him all 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that crazy. Like we had a good setup. We had VIP wristbands. And like, if you go to Coachella, you'll know, like, it's like a section off and it's like all blocked off. There's spacious and there's like a
safe.
Yeah. There's a fence around, so he can't really go very far. And we were only there for like a couple hours.
And you guys just set up like a picnic. Like
exactly. We had a little blankets. So it was fun. And like, I feel like it's important to have these memories and experiences with your child. I don't know. It's just like,
I honestly thought it was so cool.
It was sick, bro.
The pictures, the way that he was like, he was vibing.
He thrives in these environments.
That's why I wanted to ask you, how is Noah as a child?
He will like, let's hear the music, and he's like, he'll dance.
Yeah, but is he? Because every time I see you post about Noah, I always see this kid smiling.
Yeah.
I always see this kid, just I feel like every time I look at him, he's like always in his own world.
He's a party vibe.
Yeah. People ask me how I did it, and I'm honestly just convinced I was blessed.
Yeah.
Like with a really easy baby. Like even like throughout when he was a newborn, when he was little, he's just always been so easy, and like it makes you want to have another one. But I know the second time around. I know the second time around it's not going to be the same. But yeah, I think he's just really easy. Like so, I think that makes it a lot easier for us to have like such an easy baby, easygoing. He goes with anyone. Like all of our friends love him. Like and he'll go with anyone that like wants to hold him. Like he loves being held. It's just like we were definitely blessed.
I am not the type of person that has like baby fever. I'm honestly not even that good with babies. I've tried it and I don't know. It's yeah, but like every time I look at Noah, it's like, oh my god, dude! I feel like, oh my god,
he's
like,
the best. He really is. Really,
I need to meet
him.
Baby. I need
you
to
have
meet
to.
him.
Yeah.
Why did you bring him here?
I know I should have. He would have been freaking knocking out. Oh my god.
I mean, kind of like talk about like we talked about your journey. Not all of it, of course. There's some of this story is so long, and we definitely need a part 2 to this.
I know, right?
We need to make it happen.
And I'm not done yet. You know, like I'm just getting started. I'm just getting back up into.
I love it.
Like going into motherhood definitely like takes a toll on you, but
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. I have a lot of things up my sleeve.
For those ladies and gentlemen who are starting in this world and really want to go into like becoming an influencer, a brand, promote a way of living, what advice would you give these people managing, like if they're going through a situation where they're managing stress and they're managing like difficult times? Like, what's your advice for these people in the beginning?
I definitely think like be aware of your emotions for sure. Like don't ignore it. Like don't and don't like belittle it. Like don't act like it's no big deal or it's something little, because our mental health, it's what makes us. And if you're healthy mentally, you're healthy in all other aspects.
Yeah, it's what keeps us going.
Yeah, it's what keeps you going and what helps you stay motivated to do what you want to do in life, whether that be like a small job or a big job or start a business or be a mom. Like if you just want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's great, but you need to be healthy. You need to have like a healthy mentality, and whether that's going to therapy or just focusing on your health, writing things down, journaling, going to the gym. I think you definitely like we come across like we live in a world where we have so much information in the palm of our hands. So like we know that like things can easily be looked up if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling
Where there's
anything.
a will, there's a way.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely think you have to focus on your mental health. You can't definitely feel all those emotions, but don't let it define who you are, and don't let it affect your whole world. Like deal with it, and you slowly move on, like day by day, if you are feeling those feelings.
They say that in the influential world, right? That big deal moment is only a big deal until the next top or the next thing comes out,
Exactly.
right? So I mean, just write it out, let it go, understand that you need to go through whatever you're going through.
Exactly.
There's a lesson to be learned behind it. And I agree with you 100%. Just keep it pushing, right?
For
Be
sure.
Positive.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is a little bit off topic or not, but like, how do you deal with, the negative kind of content that comes your way? Because like you just said,
Bad
you
comments,
posting about Noah at Coachella, even though it was for me and Rich, like
we loved it.
Yeah.
We loved it, but you said there was negative comments on there. Like, do you kind of have to look away from that? You can't really feed into that.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, you definitely have to. You definitely have to have a little chip on your shoulder. Like you have to be a little tough. Like, and I think I very much have that personality where I'm like, well, if I think it's fine, it's fine. Like I don't care what you think. Like, like I'm gonna live my life.
That's exactly how
I think you definitely have to just
do what's best.
Yeah, and like, if you think it's right, then it's right.
Have there been a situation where
Yeah.
you see a comment maybe online or something like that maybe changed your path, where you let that affect you? Or no? Have you always been strong about it?
I think like what? Like when it comes to
Let's say if there's something that's going on social media, you post it and you get like a backlash from it. Do you let that affect you to a point where you change your way of doing things?
No.
Or are you very strong?
I very rarely get negative comments,
Fire.
which is like great. Like I
Good.
think like I feel bad for those girls who get like. And like, I'm not like a huge person on social, so like I don't get many comments. A lot of comments I get are just people who are actually supporting.
Yeah.
So, and it's tough for me to say because I don't really get comments. But I don't know, I think if I were to, I still would have this
You
like
hold your
strong
ground.
personality where I'm like, dude, like you're miserable. Goodbye.
I mean,
Like-
we get that here
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
We get negative
sometimes.
comments all the time.
People are miserable. They're gonna talk shit.
Yeah,
Like,
but we just use it as ammunition.
Exactly.
We just be like, oh, you know what?
We use it as gas in our tank,
Yeah.
and we use it as fuel to keep us going. And
Yeah.
and yes, do we take tips and hints and things here and there? Because I think that it's okay to hear everything. Now you need to know what to filter out and what to keep in.
Yeah.
And as humans, once you learn to hear everything but not keep everything, you take such a huge control over your life and over your thoughts that it really it boosts you to a different level, right? One advice I'll also give people that are influencers, I mean, you guys have a business to help out tons of influencers, right? Hubi.
Yeah.
I mean, Hubi became something that you said it was more of like a closed off thing to now being kind of like a linked tree,
huge.
right? That helps plenty of people to put themselves out there and really expose their brands and expose who they are. Tell us a little bit now about who Hubi has become, not only as a brand, but for you.
Yeah, it definitely came in like little waves. Like, it was a very small community at first, but now it's still very much a community where influencers can kind of come to.
Tom Brady involved, right?
Yeah, for sure. But like to me, it's still very much like it's my life. Like it's my boyfriend's life, so it's very much my life, and I see the hard work that he puts in. So it definitely it's like my baby. Like I'll support it till the day I die. Like I saw it from the beginning. I saw what he, all the work he put in, all the hustle, all the sweat that he puts in. So it's definitely motivating. It's definitely like something that I like brag about all the time when I'm talking to people about Jordan. I brag about him a lot because he's.
I mean, it shows that you love him.
Yeah, for sure. But it's really cool. It's a really cool community.
If someone wants to join Hubi, how does it work?
I was about to say, is it like kind of a selective thing?
So in the beginning, when they were kind of learning their way and learning kind of like how to cater to everyone, it was an invite only platform. They worked with just the higher end people with higher numbers on Instagram. But now you pay a subscription.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing as Linktree. Yeah. So anyone can sign up and you just pay.
I have a Hubi. You guys go to my page and go check out my Hubi.
You really?
Link in bio.
I actually got it through your link.
Really?
I
Cool. Yeah, like the invite. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I got the signed up through your link.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's awesome. It's very user friendly. I love it. I mean, definitely check it out. We're going to have the link in our description as well for Hubi. If you're an influencer, if you're a company, if you're a brand, and you have multiple links that link up to your brand, you can put all those links in one face.
Your home on the web, basically. And what they did was really cool is they kind of cracked the code where it was kind of missing in the influencer world, where this community and the link aspect, the whole link aspect, but also collaboration where where a lot of brands weren't doing this, where they what Hubi does now is it's called Creator Pass, where they send out emails once a month, and they work with different brands. So going back to how Jordan kind of got his startup, where he got all these brands to come to him for help with their brands, whether that be a restaurant, a nightclub, a skincare brand, a gym membership, whatever the case may be, was coming to Jordan to help him get these influencers in front of their products. So that's what they're doing now, is kind of they're working with brands where it could either be
he's cross-influencing.
Exactly, a different project where he just worked with J Balvin's team on the help with his new album and the Coachella performance. He kind of helped with their merch, just with different things. He does a lot of it's the different categories in this whole thing. It's very confusing, but it makes sense once you get to know
into it.
Yeah, it's
so
okay, that does make sense.
I was about to say, so basically, kind of for example, he helped him with his J Balvin's album.
Yeah,
and
so
merch.
kind of spread the word.
Is he gonna continue helping J Balvin in the future, or was it just that one-time thing?
Oh, it just depends on if they continue to want to pursue their relationship.
Yeah.
So
for example, if Jordan did a very good job.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's why he thrives to always do good and show them the numbers and kind of go back to them with a report. Okay, this is what I got, and this is the amount of people that signed up. This is the amount of people that saw that story post, that saw that the views, basically.
Kind of like the 50 Cent thing.
Exactly.
50 Cent, he tried it out, and then now they keep going together.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, he still is in touch with, his, PR team. Cool. And they'll come to him with, different, little projects. He needs help with, an album release party. He threw an album release party for J Balvin in, 24 hours. So he has the capacity to do it. He has people in LA that like does like the party planning and stuff like that. So
let's throw a high empower podcast.
Bro,
really it's awesome. I mean, last one I want to ask you about the life in LA and Vegas and all is an event that really like it was something that impacted me a lot because I was like, bro, this is crazy that they did this. The event at David Dobrik's house with 50 Cent doing all that. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's wild.
How was that?
So he doesn't do this for everyone, but David Dobrik is an investor in Hoopy.
Yes.
So he will come to Jordan every summer. His birthday's in the summer, and ask Jordan to throw his birthday party because Jordan's just a magician. With a wave of his wand, he can kind of
he has the connections.
Put together a really cool party. So, yeah, that was the 50 Cent party. Well, I think that was his birthday.
It was at David Dobrik's house.
It was either his birthday or St. Patrick's Day. It was one or the other. But it ended up being really cool.
It was amazing.
Yeah, like I said, like the
names that were there.
When we were pregnant, we were in Boston for a 50 Cent show, and he had seen 50 Cent, like dapped him up, whatever, like saw him, told 50 Cent that we were pregnant, and he was like, "Oh damn, like that's awesome." He's like, your body's gonna snap right back. Like it was the funniest comment I got from 50 Cent. He's like, your body's gonna snap right back. I'm like, okay, 50 Cent, thank you.
Hopefully.
Yeah, thank you, Curtis. But that night, he had asked 50 Cent, like, if I were to pay you cash to put on a performance for me in LA, would you do it? And he's like, absolutely, hell yeah. So like at that point, he kind of like owed Jordan because like Jordan had done a lot for him.
Of course.
And they kind of kept in contact, and a year later, he followed through with it, and he's like, "Yeah, I got you."
I mean, just because I'm curious,
He
you
asked-
don't have to answer. I mean, how much is it to have like 50 Cent at an event?
I think it was like in the 200,000s.
Wow.
I mean,
something around there. Something around there, yeah. And he asked for a portion of that in cash.
Wow.
So Jordan,
tax purposes.
Jordan brought him. Yeah, exactly. Jordan brought him like a Louis duffel bag. And
Damn, that's some
It
bullshit.
It was insane. Yeah, but it was really funny.
OG. For real, dude.
It was stressful night that night because he was like running around so stressed.
No, of course. I mean, we threw an event here in December. It was a charity event, and it was a beautiful event. But for us who are organizing it, we barely saw the event.
Yeah.
You know, everyone around us was like, Richie, what an amazing, Eric, what an amazing event.
We want to
oh my
make
God.
sure everything's good.
Everything worked out so great. But for us, like the event just flew by. So an event like that for you guys probably like flew by. But it was cool to see the pictures. It was amazing to be like seeing the videos you were posting. Such intimate videos with so many famous people.
Insane. I think like one birthday party, he had the All-American Rejects. And I was having a conversation with the lead singer. Like, he was so down to earth. I was like, what is my life? Like, oh, my God.
What would you say is the coolest person you met today?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop? You met Snoop? Damn. No way.
For sure. I've might taken a little toke of a little J with Snoop Dogg. It was really, really cool.
Smoke weed every day.
It was definitely on my bucket list, and I was able to check that off. It was really cool.
That's fire. I mean,
wow.
Throughout this journey of yours, what has been the biggest takeaway and lesson you've taken for yourself as first in a responsible side, as a mom, as a human, as growth, but also what was the fun lesson you also took out of this game? Give me both of them. First, let's go with the fun one. What was the fun lesson you took out of all this?
I think I want to say like no dream is too little. Like no matter if it's like sounds absolutely insane, like if it's what you believe in, go after it. Like 1,000%. Yeah. And as a mother, as
a future wife, and like everything, you guys are building a family, right?
Yeah.
What was the biggest lesson you took out of that?
I think
entrepreneurship.
Yeah, definitely. Like family is everything. Like no matter what, like you'll come across a lot of people, but the people that matter, the people who are there for you at the end of the day is gonna be family. And I think like not losing sight of that and making sure you're mowing the grass. You know, you got to keep the grass cut. So you got exactly. And I see it with Jordan all the time. Like he's even like scared to like introduce me to people sometimes because I'm like, okay, like who are you? What do you want? Like,
I feel like we Brazilians are very like,
I'm very protective of Jordan and his energy and his
how
work.
Hard he's worked to get there.
And I've seen countless and countless times of people fucking him over, and I'm just like we're just tired of it. Like, so it's definitely
now you feel like you feel like that it's your job to protect
for sure,
protect
and
him from all that.
Like I keep an eye out for sure, and
100%.
I think that like is you just have to keep an eye out, and the people that are there for you at the end of the day is definitely going to be family, and you'll know who they are. You definitely know. If you're doubting, you'll know.
So Rich, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
We had an amazing episode today. What did you take out from this?
Bro, the biggest thing with Bianca and everything that she's gone through, what teaches me, it's exactly what she said, which is don't give up on your dreams no matter how big it is. You know, I mean, you literally came from the same high school. Yeah. You came from the same upbringing. You came from the same town as me. And you're hanging out today and you're being around people who are influencing your life to a level that's like you would never even maybe think that it would be possible for you. You wanted, you desired it. But I'm pretty sure this path, you didn't like see it as clear as you see it today.
For sure.
So what I say to everybody, man, and what I take the lesson out of this is just really just chase. It's all about the effort. It's not about the struggles. It's about what you're doing with the struggles. And it's what I say here all the time. It's like, listen, you might think your life is the worst, but trust me, there's someone out there who has it worse than you. And they're making the best choice to just make the best out of it. Yeah. Do it.
Just
chase it.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Shama.
What did you take out of this?
Me?
Yeah.
I think of something that we always bring up here, like a house, right? You can't build the house without a foundation. You need a foundation, right? And listening to her story, she's so connected to her family. She's so connected to the right people that she put around her. And that literally brought the good things to her life. Meeting Jordan, having Noah, and it's like literally building piece by piece the home. And it's literally sticking to your fundamentals, sticking to your priorities.
Core values.
Core values, the base of it, the foundation. Because without that, it's a mess.
And with that, the wind can come, the tornado can come, everything can come, but you're still going to keep your household together. And that's fire. I mean, Bianca, something we ask to a lot of our guests, and we love asking this to our guests, is we have, when you think about our name, it's a very strong name, high in power, right? And power, we searched up the definition of power, and it says that power is a definition of power is being able to influence the course of events or people, right? And when you see high in power, what does high in power mean to you?
Oh, that's a good question. I think going back to the health aspect. I'm such like a big like health person now, where it's like high in power to me would mean like you're feeling like your highest self, where it's like you're healthy, you have that mentality, like it's tunnel vision. And to me, it's like what that would mean is like tunnel vision. You're not going to let anything get in your way. And what else? I think
say self-awareness.
It's okay.
Self-awareness.
It's
that's a good question.
We came sneaking.
But to me, that's what I think. That's what I think is like tunnel vision.
Fire.
Like and being focused. Yeah. Being high in power is being focused, being centered.
Yeah. And even me, like I didn't even have this tunnel vision where I was like, oh, I'm gonna end up in LA one day by myself. I didn't have that. Like I just like felt like that I was meant to do more. I was more and didn't want to just settle. And I think like that's important to have too, is just
believe in that gut feeling.
Yeah, gut feeling. And no matter what, life is gonna guide you in that direction. If you keep manifesting and thinking about it, reliving it, living it over and over again, I think life will end up guiding you in the right direction.
Fire.
Yeah.
We have an amazing sponsor here at the show, and it's called R&V Sports Personalization, and they do every type of personalization, Bianca. You see all the mugs you see here, the cups and everything, business cards. They take care of
merch.
The merch. So all our merch is done by them. They're right next door from us, and they're amazing in what they do. And we got a gift for you that's coming from
No way.
Podcast. Yes. It is not custom yet because we wanted to leave it. We wanted to leave it a little bit more open to what you wanted to have custom on it.
Okay.
But we will have the High and Power logo on one side, and then we wanted to give you a chance to have a phrase engraved as well into it.
I love that. Let me just, guys, this is like, you guys got money. Stanleys are expensive. Okay.
Let's see. Is that gonna work?
Sponsored by R&V Sport.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So
and it matches the colors of your brand, Aloe Attiva.
Oh, yes.
So we wanted to make sure that it matched the brand.
I love this.
It's all right. You can make a mess.
I know. Oh, love.
Ooh, look at that green.
Drink your water. This is awesome.
That's fire.
I hear a lot of good things about this.
You can knock somebody out with that.
I know, you literally do. Literally. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
You know, and we'll have the High and Power podcast logo on this one side, and the other side we'll engrave something special that you'd like to have.
I've always wanted to stand. now I'm cool.
But hey,
Love that.
I heard that's not the only the little surprise that we got her.
It is, yeah. We actually have a really special message from a lot of people who love you and people who care for you. And we had to play with your emotions a little bit. Come on.
God, stop that right now.
So let's have that. Can we have the video full screen on here with the audio coming through the road?
JP, you're a magician, bro. I know you can do this.
Hi, B. I'm so excited for tonight's episode. I'm so excited to see you. And I can't wait for what's in store. I just wanted to say I love you so much. I appreciate you so much and our friendship so much. Thank you for always being there for me. And I love your drive. I love how you're a go-getter. You never give up on what you want. And you're family-oriented and you ride or die for your friends. So I appreciate that so much about you. Ciao, amiga. Can't wait for tonight's episode.
Hi, B. Wow, okay, where does one even begin? I mean, as you know, we go way back. And what started off as a simple friendship turned into this beautiful sisterhood that has lasted years and years, you know.
It's going to play on your phone?
I'll mute the mic. No, don't mute hers. You want a live reaction?
Hi, B. I'm so excited for tonight's episode. I'm so excited to see you. And I can't wait for what's in store. I just wanted to say I love you so much. I appreciate you so much and our friendship so much. Thank you for always being there for me. And I love your drive. I love how you're a go-getter. You never give up on what you want. And you're family-oriented and you ride or die for your friends. So I appreciate that so much about you. Ciao, amiga. Can't wait for tonight's episode.
Hi, B. Wow, okay, where does one even begin? I mean, as you know, we go way back. And what started off as a simple friendship turned into this beautiful sisterhood that has lasted years and years, you know. And I mean, there is a long-standing list of things I admire about you. I admire your perseverance. You are able and have managed to overcome all of the challenges that you've been faced with, and you really work extremely hard to achieve all of the things you want in life and to achieve your goals. And for that, I truly admire, you know, like your style and mechanism of getting things done. I admire your love for your loved ones, for your family, for your friends. I think despite your busy and sometimes hectic life, you still find ways to carve that time in. I admire how dedicated you are to being a good mom, and at the same time being able to juggle, you know, motherhood with still trying to achieve the things you want. It has been really admirable to watch. And again, the list literally could go on forever. Mas amigo, te amo. And I'm so excited for this podcast and watching you spill all the tips and secrets to success. Te amo, babe.
Hi, babe. I'm so happy you're on the podcast, and I can't wait to hear the conversations you guys have and to get to hear about your story. I'm proud of you for all you've accomplished, and I appreciate you for all of your love and kindness and sweetness towards me. I hope God continues to bless you and your beautiful family, your baby boy, your parents, and I'll always be cheering you on, and you always have a good group of friends here in Framingham that love you and care for you. I can't wait to see you, and I wish you all of the best. Love you.
Hi podcast, my name is Samantha. I'm just here to give a shout out to my girl Bianca. Just want to let you guys know how amazing she is. She's not only beautiful from the outside, but Bianca does shine from within. She's one of my bestest friends, and she's someone that is really close to me. What I would love to say about Bianca is that she is loyal, she's dedicated, she's committed. Bianca's also very authentic, so she's her own self. That's one thing that I admire about her. And don't forget how stylish she is. So anything she touches her hands on, she's making it better. I just want to let you guys know, if it's makeup, if it's clothes, if it's cleaning the house, if it's cooking, that girl got it. So I just want to share that, and I want to tell B that I love you so much, babe. Don't let the pretty face fool you, because she's a little feisty, okay? So don't mess with B. But I love you guys so much. Beijos and noise.
Hi B. I'm so incredibly proud of the woman and the amazing mother that you are. What I admire the most about you is your loving heart and how thoughtful and giving you are without ever expecting anything in return. How important your family and friends are to you, and how present you are in all of our lives. The dedicated and loving mom that you are to Nono. And one thing that you have taught me is to find the calm in the chaos. We are all so lucky to have you in our lives, and we love you so, so much.
Ei, filha, eu acho que eu falo sempre para você do orgulho que eu tenho da mulher e da mãe que você se tornou, do ser humano que você é, da amiga, da irmã e da filha. E hoje eu quero ir um pouquinho além. Eu quero te dizer que eu acredito no seu potencial e que o mundo lá fora está cheio de novas oportunidades. Vá e alcance o seu lugar, o lugar que é seu de direito. Te amo.
Mommy B, I love you, baby. Taking a stroll because I normally hear my babies playing around this time, and I miss you guys, but I love you and I'm proud of you, and I appreciate you sticking with me through it all. You're the best mommy in the whole world, and I can't wait to see what you do next, baby. I love you.
Oh my!
Let's go,
Shama. Yes, sir.
It's so clear that you have an amazing support system. You have amazing people who care for you. You have a team by your side that will literally stick through thick and thin. And I have no doubt that God has amazing plans for you. Keep being, like Eric said, whatever room you walk into, you're the light to the room. Keep being this human being, because I believe that the purpose that God has for you, and not just for yourself and to bring brightness to your life, but God wants to use you to bring happiness to a lot of humans out here in this world.
For sure.
Thank you so much for coming on here. You are the best. Honestly, like you said, this is just the beginning for you. I see you doing so much more, and I can't wait to see what's in store, not only for you, but for your whole family as well.
Yes, I'll be back. Season 5.
Listen, it's either you be back here or we got to go to LA.
Exactly,
we got to make something happen.
Exactly.
Guys, thank you everybody that has been tuning in. Everybody, I mean, there was so many people on live just watching for a very long time, interacting with us. And honestly, we are truly blessed to have you guys, because with you guys, we're everything, but without you guys, we're nothing. And honestly, you guys drive us to become better and bigger every day, every week, every episode. And honestly, when everybody that's on right now, if you guys get the chance, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and continue sharing our content. And when you get a chance, go follow Bianca's Instagram as well. What's your Instagram?
Bianca X De Souza.
Let's go.
Guys,
and in your
follow.
brands.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the High End Power Podcast coming to you live on YouTube, the #1 podcast in New England. Guys, what a blessing.
Wow.
Thank you,
Another
guys.
episode 49. We accomplished another episode. Don't forget, like Eric said, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget about the brands, guys. We got Aloe Attiva, we got Hoobie if you're trying to be an influencer and try to get your names out there. We'll have all the links and all the comments and everything on the description. Thank you so much. B, thank you so much. Any last words?
No, thank you guys. This is awesome.
Let's go. High Pop Podcast episode 49.
Hey.